Alright, look, I'm gonna make this quite simple. I want you guys to understand how basic this is. Let me just look for my desktop. I think it's this one. I think you can hear my desktop now. Let me just test. But I just wanted to show you how simple this is. I'm really basic, but I just want to show you. Look here, here's the Navy Yard shooter in America. He's chilling. New video of Navy Yard shooter. He killed 13 or 14 cops or whatever. They call him a shooter who's delusional. His sister says that he has mental illness, which is a very typical response to save herself, even though he probably never had mental illness. You know, he's in the military after all, and he's quite an old guy, so I'm guessing everything was fine. But, you know, as the story unfolds, and this is not uncommon, you can see that Navy Yard shooter heard voices, which tends to be the general joke. You know, he heard voices. Ha, he has mental problems. You know, like the same way Julius Assange was. You know, let me just show you. Hold on. Someone who released what we call it, cables from America or for the world that helped everyone understand what was going on, but somehow became a rapist while doing that. You know, he had rape charges or whatever. Yeah, you know, I'm tired of talking to talking to sheeple or people who just refuse to understand what's going on. But it's getting serious now, as I found out because I was targeted. This man here obviously stood up for himself when he was targeted, because you get tortured 24/7. So he decided to actually go and do something. Here's some video.
Incidents, shooting the tires, saying he.
Okay, look, so I'm gonna give you the lowdown of some quick. Well, I'm just gonna basically show you a bit straight up. I'm not gonna fool around. I'm not gonna mess around. My life's been fucked around with too much. I don't care anymore. You won't care anymore. Your kids won't care anymore when they're mind controlled and so on and so forth. But I just want to show you how basically straightforward this works. You heard my example about Julius Assange and whatnot. Now check this out. So here we go. Hearing voices apparently. So we got a shooter who's killed 14 cops. He's heard voices. He's a known targeted individual like I am. In other words, prior to shooting, he's known to complain about voices being screamed to him, the microwave auditory effect, mind control coming out, and we've all heard mind control from back in the days, you know, where with System of a Down and all that coming out, and then we all saw that music die for some reason, and then we all heard Dead Prez and Jay-Z showing you the triangle with his eye, you know, and we did all that, and we all thought it was conspiracy theory, but at the end of the day, it's real. Mind control's real, and look what they do to people. Watch this. I'm going to help you see through the excuses.
Responsible for the deaths of 12 people here at the Washington Navy Yard. I want to bring in Dr. Gail Saltz.
I don't think he is.
She's an associate professor of psychiatry.
Trust a psychiatrist because she's your doctor, and I'm sure that's a common thing that you all think. But the doctors, what if the psychiatrist is the enemy? What if you're dealing with a monopoly, a corporate oligarchy that's mind controlling its people, and then telling you to go seek aid at the psychiatrist, like, you know, classical, you know how cliche it is. Go take mental pills where you get mind controlled more, and then you die on the internal level if you do that. So if you refuse to die and you've done nothing, and say for instance you're like this guy who served in the military, and you just get targeted because you want to, like I did when I got resigned, I just got targeted for nothing. There's single mothers, there's 16-year-old girls, there's 12-year-old girls in the targeted individual community. One of them is my sister, and my mother is one of them. You know, we don't. It's not like we got selected by bloodline. We just get selected because they're so full of themselves with this mind control. They have such a fucking god complex, and I want you to understand that. So, listen to your psychiatrist because she's going to tell you the truth, and listen to the cliches.
At New York Presbyterian Hospital. Dr. Saltz, thanks for being here. We certainly don't know for sure what caused Aaron Alexis to stab. But when you hear of all these incidents, shooting the tires, saying he had blackouts, hearing voices through the wall, saying that somebody was sending vibrations through a microwave, what sort of mental health concerns leap to mind for you?
Well, you're describing symptoms of psychosis.
Of course.
Hearing things through the wall and the hearing voices, which are called auditory hallucinations, are symptoms of psychotic thinking.
Oh yeah,
and psychotic
definitely.
thinking can be due to, in some instances, post-traumatic stress disorder, but often it's due to another psychiatric diagnosis like schizophrenia, like severe
paranoid
bipolar
schizophrenia,
disorder, and early 20s
and that's where we
is
go
a typical
because
time for those
none of you retards
weapon. But I think
who understand that mind control is a real thing, despite how obvious it all is, and how easy it is to take advantage of, and how easy the scheme is. Look at this. His own sister betrays him and says he has mental illness. That's like my sister's going to do in a couple of days' time or whatever. It's like, it's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. And that's what happened to him. He was a proper targeted individual. He was a nice, honest person, and he was crying, and there's proof of it. He was crying and being tortured by this technology, and people are all over the world. So imagine the people that do this to this person for fun. He's a target, he's easy. He's a person we can practice and manipulate on. We can watch him, like you play a Call of Duty or CS through someone else's head. Well, not through someone else's head. Imagine you playing CS or Counter-Strike or something on a computer, right? Now imagine doing that as a job through someone else's life. That's what they literally did here. And they televised it, people buy it, rebranded it in another way. He has mental illness, everyone's safe. So here's another one. Watch this. I don't know if any of you remember this kid. So let's check it.
19-year-old gunman told investigators, ABC News, the 19-year-old gunman told investigators,
19 years old. They made him through this mind control. They bullied him in high school. They made the other people in the class bully him in high school, right? And then they tortured him to a point where he finally snapped through mind control. And now he's telling them in his innocence, because he doesn't understand the technology or what's going on. He's telling them in his innocence, after shooting 14 people, that
he heard voices in his head directing him to conduct the attack. And according to the arrest affidavit, Cruz allegedly confessed to the killings after being taken into custody. Cruz's lawyers say he was battling mental illness recently, magnified by the passing of his mother, who died from the flu. Overnight, a family friend telling ABC News Linda Cruz was devoted to Nicholas and his little brother. But
is it not obvious to you people yet? And did his mother really actually die to the flu? Was he even bullied in high school? There's this serious, and then also what happened at the back of that was gun laws. They used his life to influence gun laws.
In the neighborhood where the alleged gunman grew up, February 8th last.
And no one talks about it. Like they don't understand. It's like no one understands that these people are being forced to do this sort of shit through mind control, and we're all targeted individuals, and we're all dying, and we're all dying in our own ways. But no one's smart enough or daring enough to actually go and show that. What the fuck, dude? Serious shit needs to go down, and serious shit needs to get fixed, because this god complex that they have, where they Milgram's theory, where people have your lives on the end of a computer. And if authority tells them to shock you, which is Milgram's theory, you must go research it. They feel less associated to it. They feel less responsible. But now they're actually mind controlling you like a TV game, like a drone. And if they've got an AI that's hitting you through mind control through this microwave or frequency, which let me just show you quickly. New York Times microwave attack. Sorry about that. But yeah, like this, which is right here in front of you. Microwave weapons are prime suspect in Illinois attack, embassy, blah blah blah, United States. And they'll actually even say here, oh look, hearing microwaves. Scientists are known for decades that the brain can perceive some. I'm sure they have, dude. If I told someone that a couple of years ago, and this is recent, that this is real, I would have what you would call paranoid schizophrenia, which is obviously not the case now, seeing as the rich and wealthy in the circle has literally taken advantage, and they watch you have sex and shit, dude. They make prostitutes, dude. That's just a small thing. It's cheap compared to all this. All the drugs and stuff that come in. They can see it all. They have mind control. They can V2K. They can see through telepathy, through this microwave, which they've been hiding from society for a while, and it's been around for a while. They know this stuff, so that means they're responsible for it all, and they see it all, and they allow it all, and the rest of you all just buying into it, and that's the market that they're doing. And I'd like you to understand that through my videos. Prior to this, I'd like you to understand that it's not they've globally united. It's it's disgusting. It's so sick. I can't stand for it. Here's a video. I don't care if I'm not conscious tomorrow. It doesn't bother me. I've been tortured for 3 years already by it, and I really don't want to entertain their training anymore, because they use me as a training device, and that's what targeted individuals are. They're throwaway people that government decided to hit with this technology so that they can train staff and students in, and then carry on propagating those skills onto the rest of the population to a point where their AI, the computer that they're using, is capable of doing itself without them, so that some stupid little rich corporate oligarchy kid can just sit there playing with us like numbers. And it's worse than slavery, dude. We're 24/7 attached and tortured wherever we go in the world. There's no country safety. Even if you're in America, you go to Russia. Russia will allow America to V2K you or mind control you in their country while you're there. And I'm in China and I'm being targeted by UK, just to show you. I was from South Africa in the first place. They allow it, and I have many TIs that say this. I know some TIs have gone to Antarctica or like the North Pole to try and escape this. It's globally connected through GPS. It's a satellite-based system. And it might sound crazy, but your cell phone can do it, so why can't your brain? But anyways, long story short, it's globally connected. If you believe that you can go into a desert or something nearby, go do it. For all I care, go try and go into the desert. I've already done it. I've already gone into caves. I already know the depths of this technology. I'm going to explain it to you properly. They're globally connected. There's no country versus country warfare with this technology. They purely are respectful of one another. They're an organized team that they all feel this Pandora's box is too valuable to let go of, so they've united under it. It's a god complex that they have, and they don't mind sharing it with each other and keeping each other safe, despite the horrible atrocities, like as you can see this guy here, and they commit. They all just watch it on each other's news and they all just accept it, and they do sicker things behind closed doors. This is the stuff that made news. The stuff that didn't make news is unfucking believable. It is so sick. You must see what happened in my life. And I don't even consider it as bad as how bad it can be. And I understand the technology to that degree. It's sick, dude. But yeah, enjoy the video. Please understand it. Please try to figure it out. You need to, because as a targeted individual community, we need to understand what it is that's happening to us. And I'm a software developer, so I understand technology. I understand how programs and code can basically mimic intelligence, or become more than what we are as intelligent. And it is possible. It's more than possible. It's already happening. You as a person can't sit there and tell me that you are better than my calculator, and my calculator was made in the 1950s or something. Okay, 1970s, I don't know. I can do better maths than you on a calculator than you can do in your head, and that's a fact. So why do you think, especially now with what you're doing, you're watching me through the internet, you're using yourself, why do you think a computer can't be smarter than you from the military? It can be better, it can be more human than you can. Then that's what we're experiencing, that's what we're being manipulated by, that's what we're being controlled by. A computer that can do the work for them through mind control, through this telepathy, and that's what I'm going to explain. Thanks. Hope you enjoy the videos. Good luck. Alright, and I just want to make it obvious to you guys, okay? And you're not going to trust me on this, you're not going to believe me when I say this, but, sorry, my hair. I'm a little bit worse for wear. I've been tortured hectically for making these videos, but despite the last few shooters, I don't know if you can still find it on the internet, but you can try do it yourself. But despite the last few shooters I showed you, one of the most prominent ones, and I'm talking about Matt Paddock. Well, I think it was Matt Paddock. Stefan Paddock. However you, my natural tongue in South Africa is Stefan, which is Afrikaans, but Stefan Paddock, or Stefan, Stephen. Stefan Paddock, I'll stick to my own ones, my own roots. Up until a year ago, recently, seeing as this was so recent, and seeing as it's just disappeared, it's like he's gone nowhere. It's like none of this actually happened, which goes to show how pathetic media is and how stupid the human mind is for actually forgetting sort of these kind of things, right? it's probably one of them the biggest. They admit it. It's the biggest shooter in American history, and he's like forgotten. But I just want to tell you that when I used to a year ago or whatever, a few months ago, when I combed through these websites, his girlfriend, this exact person, the girlfriend that I'm searching for, this person here, the Filipino, or if that's even her, Las Vegas gunman's girlfriend, says Stephen Paddock was a quiet, kind man. It's hard to believe he planned an attack alone. Exactly what I'm saying. There was no evidence. I knew Stefan Paddock as a kind, caring, quiet man. I loved him and I hoped for a quiet future together with him. He never said anything to me or took any action I was aware of. There's zero reason. Miss Stanley said that the statement that Paddock had told her 2 weeks ago found cheap, and you can read that any way you want. But he was a wealthy man. He had a lot of fun. He went to Hong Kong, where I am right now. He went to Philippines or whatever. He got a girlfriend. Look at this happy dude, and he's old. He had absolutely no reason to do what he did. But when I read one of these pages, and I can't find it, whether it was the Sun or not, and I promise you, it's because it's been covered up. It's because she stated that he told her via SMS, and I don't know if you can find this. You can try find it yourself. But she said it was on one of these pages where she said that via SMS she was told that he felt that he was being under investigation, being held under investigation by strange effects, and lots of strange electronic devices were found in his home. And it's no surprise. He was trying to protect himself from V2K or mind control, and he told her, and he couldn't get out of it, and ended up having to shoot everyone because they forced him to. And I just want to show you the microwave audio, or what we saw in the New York Times. The microwave audio attack here. Yes, these videos are very quick. I don't have much time. I just need to show you things quickly so you understand. You can catch up yourself. The microwave auditory effect. I just want to show you how blatant it is. Right? It's right here, dude. And the microwave audio effect, also known as the microwave hearing effect, the Frey effect consists of a human perception of audible clicks. So if I can hear clicks induced by modulated frequencies, which is microwave, obviously. If I can hear clicks and shit from a frequency, they can turn that into sound and voices and whatnot. And that's no different from a cell phone. Back in the day, we had Morse code where you could only hear a click, 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 and then they would use that to decode the communication. And then, obviously, over many years, so this is World War II, hold on, the communications are generally directed inside the human head without the need of any receiving an electronic device. Inside the head, I'm hearing voices. Are you clicking yet? Okay, well, hold on. The effect was first reported by persons working in the vicinity of radar transponders, which makes sense during World War II. So they heard it back in World War II through radar, right? And then they studied the effects later in 1961 with the American neuroscientist Alan H. Frey, who studied this phenomenon. He was the first to publish information for the nature of the microwave auditory, the cause of thought, thermoelastic expansion of portions of the auditory apparatus, which is bullshit. It's a lie. They're hiding it from you. Although competing theories explain the results of blah 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 blah. Okay, so what I'm basically telling you here is that they've lied. They're telling you the truth, what happened, but they're also lying to you in the sense that they're not telling you how far it went. It's a half truth, obviously for financial gain and sick power. The perceived loudness was found to link to peak power densities instead of blah 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 peak induced buzz, clicking noises, depending. Somewhere around here, you'll say that, look, Frey was unable to induce the perception of severe buffeting to the head. So I'm actually feeling a physical force pushing my head, and that just shows you how far the mind control, back then, the frequency they were sending on it was so uncalculated that they were accidentally feeling pressure or effects on the head when the frequency was actually sending the brain the sensation of, through the frequency, that the feeling of your head being pressed. And that just goes to show you it's so much more than voice. They can send you torture, they can send you pain, they can pins and needles, cancer, they can send you so many feelings of burning and whatnot, sensations that, you know, the palette is limitless, so that they can make each situation or each target interval seem like it's different. But anyway, hold on. Without such apparent vestibular symptoms as dizziness or nausea, they can send you nausea, they can send you dizziness. needless sensations, pins and needles sensations. They can send you pins and needle sensations. They can remove your emotions. They can send you emotions. Obviously it's gotten a lot better since frickin' what was this, the 1961, dude. Are you comparing us now to 1961? It's unbelievable. I can't. The amount of stuff they can do through this technology since then is incomparable. It's 1961. You didn't even have cell phones back then. Okay, I just want you to understand. In 1961, we didn't even have cell phones. I don't even know when we probably didn't even have microwaves back then. Like a microwave oven. And now we've got these idiots telling you got mental health problems. Okay? So, and then here's a lie. They say that it's the cochlea, and they say that this is the mechanism. It's a lie. But at the time, the experiment, the results were conclusive due to the factors such as, and then they admit that tinnitus, the hearing the sound, you can actually hear the frequency. You can hear it in your mind, the D frequency, and that's when mind control's hitting you, and that's what you know. You can tell it when you go to sleep or when you're in a quiet room. That's the most 100% way to understand that you're being hit by V2K or mind control is when you hear tinnitus. That's a fact, and I promise you that. I'm a target individual for 3-4 years. I've been in the industry for a long time. It took me a lot to get to this point where I'm going to make this video, and I want you to understand that one of the best ways to understand that you're being subjected to mind control and you're being influenced or you're being messed with in a way that you don't understand from a sixth sense that receives brainwaves, obviously because you have your own brainwaves, is tinnitus. You must watch out for that. If you have tinnitus, you're probably being monitored or manipulated in some way or manner. And they'll go so far as to show you that, oh, conspiracy theories. Look, they'll actually add that to the bottom of this of this semi-truth, half-truth. They'll actually add it to the bottom. Numerous individuals suffering from auditory hallucinations, delusional or disorders, or blah blah blah, or other mental illnesses, like many of these guys. Obviously, you know, they're clearly TIs, but you know, it's fine. They're clearly being hit by V2K, not in the 1960s, in the 2020s, you know, 2010s. Okay. Other mental illnesses have claimed that, much like me, have claimed that the government agents use forms of mind control technologies based on microwave signals to transmit sounds. Hearing. Oh, really? Is this the New York Times? Do I have to needle this together for you more? Can't wait till you watch the rest of my video. But anyway, sounds and thoughts into their heads as the form of electronic harassment. And electronic harassment is massive, dude. Okay, it's a huge thing, dude. It is happening all over the world. There's such a movement around it. It's not even funny. But you know, you'll pretend like it doesn't exist. It's fine. That's gonna throwing things under the rug is gonna work out. Trust me. We're fucking angry. But anyway, referring to the alleged technology as voice to skull or V2K. That's the best that they can come up with. It's more than just voice, but you know, if the neighbor's gonna listen to that and tell you, oh, you're hearing voices, you know, to use V2K, it's more than voice. They can send you, where was it? Pins and needle sensations and severe or whatever perception of severe buffeting of the head, which is a physical thing, you know. But you know what? Let's just stick to the fact that, oh, we can only hear voices. And you think I'm clutching to facts here? Understand the targeted individual community, and you understand that it's not true. There are extensive online support networks and numerous websites. We don't care about the support networks. They're all fake, or they're half-assed, or they don't save you from anything. Psychologists have identified many examples. Of course, there's psychologists, just like this psychologist over here. Oh, so very helpful. She looks so pretty, so wealthy. You know, everything's going well. So she's going to tell you that he's got mental illness because she's paid to. And she might even get threatened to, like many of us as targeted individuals are. But I just wanted you to understand that. Hope you enjoy my videos. Sorry for all the drama. Yeah, and like I said, this video is extremely, it's going to be jumpy because I'm being hit by mind control right now. They make me forget what I need to say, the points I need to make. And it's not my fault. I'm not suffering from mental illness, as you can tell. I just know how incredibly complex they can actually do this. It's many targeted individuals who are experienced as I am know how incredibly cunning they are, or cunning. It's disgusting. It's the most cowardly shit I've ever seen. But they can actually make me forget the points I need to say. So I'm just gonna add this one quickly. They. Give me a second. I'm busy fighting with them now. What I'm trying to say is, yes, they edit the internet as we go along. With Matt Paddock, the girlfriend that I was telling you about, where is he here? When I was on the website just not too long ago, what she said about him was that he told her he was being targeted, and now while I'm making this video, a year later, I can't find that, and I want you to find that, or try find it. But she said that he said that, and now that information is no longer visible. It's as if while I was targeted and I saw it, they decided to re-edit it. And that re-editing, I mean, you can imagine when the microwave auditory effect came out in 1961, and this is the prime example. Who the fuck in 1961 talked about auditory hallucinatory disorders and V2K, voice of skull, which is relatively recent? Who the fuck added this part to this? They even go as far as saying electronic warfare, and we all know that secretly weapons are experimented on via sometimes unfortunate citizens and whatnot. But where did this come from, and when did they add it? You know, look, common themes include the bad guys using psychotronic microwave frequent emissions. You know, it's like, it's so in your fucking face. It's incredible, and they can rewrite the internet, and the majority, the mass media, or the mass public thinks that they can just Google the internet. After people who like me, who've lived the internet when it began, and we understood when it was true, when it was real, when Facebook was free and all that stuff, before the mainstream, before everyone else jumped onto the internet, we understood it was dying to copyrights, to privacy laws, to whatever security rule they put in place. We understood it was dying, but now we know. Now people like me can see that this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to mind control you and make you think that the internet's real, that everything here is valuable, that's correct, right? This is where you get your information. That's where you always trusted. You always Googled stuff to do your homework, and now they just add this in here, and then they remove Matt Paddock's girlfriend's statement about him being targeted, you know, like the rest of them. They'll remove it, you know, because it's getting too obvious now, and the targeted individual community can see it. But yeah, that's basically what I wanted to say. Sorry. I don't often lose my train of thought because I'm extremely intelligent. I'm a software developer. I'm really sharp. I grew up in a tough world, South Africa, where as a foreign Chinese person in a black-white racist community, and I had to fit in. I know people. I know communities. I'm not racist. I'm not, you know, I'm so intelligent in terms of just not even emotional, in terms of just like literally data, like analysis, like analytics sort of, like I can understand shit very well. And despite that, I am still blocked by this mind control, in a sense that while I'm making these videos, they make me forget things I need to say that's important to you, and that's going to make this video seem very choppy, or the few videos I'm going to show you very blotchy. And I want you to sort of accept the fact that I didn't have the time, I wasn't given the time to show you a proper illustration like this. Oh, sorry. As you can see, I wasn't given the time to show you a proper illustration where I can actually do everything neatly, sit in my own home. I'm not even at home. I'm at an internet cafe. I've been chased out of my country. I lost 2 cars. I lost my vehicle, both my vehicles. I lost my career. And I want you to understand that it was not focused enough. I never looked this old and withered. I used to be young. I used to be happy. I used to live a normal life with my friends. I used to be young. I wasn't this old and withered. Look, I'll show you my Facebook. There's me, Matthew Choi. Back in the day, I had friends, all studying the same thing as me, all good mates, happy as chappy. You know, I can just show you. This is further on. Got my degree, everything, quite good. We can see I even edited the video. Like we're all good mates. Life goes on. Here's me playing Magic. Quite young, a card game at OC in South Africa. Chilling with my mates at a barbecue, which was, you know, one of my best friends there. You know, and then all of a sudden I had to run to Hong Kong, and I'm exhausted and I'm tortured. And yeah, I'm back in South Africa. I came back for about a month. This is, you know, I'm targeted individual and tortured like non-stop, to a point that it's actually crazy. It's like my parents don't believe me. None of that believes me. Here's me at a racing event, you know, with my friend Hubert. Here's me with family. There's one of my younger sisters, stepsisters, and one of my best mates, brilliant Chinese guy. And this is South Africa, you know, Drakensberg. So I lived a normal life, dude. Like, and I'm not even kidding. Like, back in 2016, October. Like, I'll even show you. This is when I initially got targeted. It's like, it's so obvious. You can actually see it. You can actually see the difference between me getting targeted. Like, can you see that post I made? How I'm handling life right now? Like, there's sharks all around me because I was being gang stalked at this time in 2016 October, and I knew it. And so I was secretly sharing posts with my friends that would explain stuff to them, and music, you know, like music that would best of you, you know, like someone getting the best of you, blah blah blah. And I was sharing like what I could, and I shared question marks like to my group, just like because of all the gang stalking politics, you know, they send disinformation and stuff down your friends group. I was combating it through Facebook posts, and my community knew, and they told me through a lot of private conversations. I can show you a lot of private conversations where my friends group, my personal friends, warned me that I was being targeted, and not many people get that because they get too influenced by police and authority to stay quiet. But in my country, we don't trust police, and we don't. Yeah, I'm not a perp, asset, or liability. Leave me alone. Like, I'm literally telling them to leave me alone. And people are telling me to come and have a barbecue. You know, they want to tell me what's going on in this sort of other. Everyone's Dr. Phil. Maybe it's finally my turn to get the popcorn out. You know, I'm expecting a change. I'm expecting to see what, you know, this stuff take its correct course. This is 2016, by the way. And these are all real friends. Unstable View is a nickname we give to the place that we stay in Cape Town. I'm being heavily framed. I'm being heavily framed for something I haven't done. Whatever it is, whatever info you have been given, it's all been manipulated and controlled. My life may become the perfect example of corruption, the human condition, blah blah blah. And that's just me explaining to everyone that I'm being targeted. I can see it, I can feel it. My friends have told me, and people are telling me heavy. You know, I get instant reaction like, is that for real or just a Facebook rant? And I tell them it's for real. So what is it? And I explain to him what it is I think it is. And it might, it's pedophilia or rape. My friends are telling me that people are after you for being in the Chinese mafia, or being a drug dealer, or being a rapist. Some of my parents say that some of my friends' parents say that I'm in the mafia. Or the police came to interview them and say that I'm in the mafia, and that made them, during the time, I only asked them after the fact. They said that during the time that made them leave me alone or stay away from me just in case, because it's authority. And that's how they take advantage of you. They use authority. It's government. It's police. It's your neighborhood watch. They're all involved. One of my good friends told me, your eyes are open. Thanks. They have been for a while. And he actually tells me that, you know, good. And that's the kind of friends I'm talking about. The ones that tell you under the table what's happening when it happens. And not many people overseas get that. Not many people who experience the kind of life I did, where I keep my friend circle small, have friends that are willing to, you know, say that for them. Some of these people just go out and, you know, have 2,000 Facebook friends. I only had 120 Facebook friends when I was attacked, and my community is very famous, or South Africa is very famous for having a lot of criminals and a lot of tough times. So when we keep our friends close, they tend to be very close. This post doesn't reflect you on your position. You see, like, they're actually watching out for me, you know. At the same time, it's been 3 years since then, and I've been totally destroyed by MI6 and mind control. Not many of them are brave enough to talk to me anymore, or even have me on Friends anymore. But they say what they need to say when they need to do it, and that's just how it is. But anyway, yeah. No, let me just continue. Recently, basically for the past 2 years after I ran from South Africa, I had to rely on someone quite close to me. His name's Alan Choi. He's my uncle. He's outside of my family in terms of the fact that I was born in Johannesburg, South Africa, Cape Town, Western Cape. Well, Johannesburg, South Africa, and then I moved to Cape Town, Western Cape. It's basically all in South Africa. And obviously I'm Chinese, so I have family that's overseas and outside, and I had to deal with the negativities of being a Chinese person in a foreign country. So it basically gave me a lot of understanding in terms of race and culture, and especially part of after Mandela. We came to understand. Well, no, we didn't come to. It was basic to us. Slavery and all that shit and racism was disgusting. And I have a lot of African friends. I've got a lot of Indian friends. I've got a lot of Chinese friends. I've got a lot of white friends, and I have Chinese family. And this man basically here, Alan Choi, is my uncle, and he basically helped me with during my own family issues when I was younger. And this is when I was targeted when I ran to Hong Kong in 2016. And he basically saved my life. For about 5 months, he would actually listen to me. He would listen to my stories. And this man here, Daniel Choi, my cousin from Toronto, Canada, he actually helped organize me run to Hong Kong to come stay with this guy. And in order to catch me, because I'm a UK citizen, Hong Kong, South Africa, when I ran from South Africa, they contacted Hong Kong, and Hong Kong said, okay, you know what, we're gonna leave you to the British because I have a British passport, and I'll show you that later. With the late years, a year or two after that, I actually removed my British citizenship. I revoked it because of how angry I was from the torture and understanding everything all. But this man basically saved me, and he's always saved me throughout my life. He's been a great help to me. He's been an amazing uncle, my dad's brother, and he doesn't know it. But in the first 5 months of me arriving there, he was mind controlled. And when I just want to explain this to you, okay? He believed me, alright, to within a high degree. He understood all the factors, and I explained it to him. And because these fucking Hong Kong guys invited the stupid British to come and mind control me, they took it upon themselves as a task to try and minimize that to such a degree that he no longer believes me. He's been mind controlled in a way he doesn't understand. Look at that. He's been mind controlled to a sense that he thinks I have a sleeping disorder because of mind control. That they can devoid you of sleep. They can torture you so much that he thinks that I've got sleeping disorders. He can't understand the technology because he's older, and that I have a mental disorder or mental problem, despite the fact that I get jobs whenever the government lets me, and I have a degree, a solid proper degree. Hell, I can even show you my LinkedIn account if I can log in. And I had to run, despite all my friends like telling me, sorry, my paddock, LinkedIn.com. Despite all my friends telling me that I'm being targeted and explaining to me what the cops did to them, he will not listen to me at all. And that's fucking. It just goes to show how powerful, this technology is. Sorry. It just goes to show you how powerful this technology is, when used on someone who's unaware and taking advantage of the situation. And I look at this, a new notification. Let's check what you have. You appeared in 19 searches this week. Let's just go into messages. Check. So that's Ella free, but. Hi Matthew, that's premium. Hi Matthew, blah blah blah. Hi Matthew, glad to connect. Are you free for a call tomorrow or coffee in Central? And this is Hong Kong, team excited to speak with you, and I will explain more over the call. I get jobs like left, right, and center. C sharp. I'm a programmer. It's one of the hottest industries out there. I studied for it. I suffered for it, and that's what I deserve. But the government completely tortures me and removes it and locks me out of it through mind control. And here's my profile, and I've got tons of education, and it's not like I'm sucking some sort of teats here to try and get your gain, but it goes to show that this guy served in the military. He worked hard trying to be part of something that protects people, and they just chose him, and they not chose him, they just selected him random to make him this computer game that they're playing through with mind control. Same with this 19-year-old freaking kid, and they don't really give a crap about who you are. And they're connected through countries. They're together. They want to keep their wealth circles. Here's my degree, Heriot Watt University from Scotland, Matthew Choi, signed. Here's my stuff. Look at this. It's bloody. It's distinctions all around for my programming and whatnot, and my merits. I worked hard for this in a third world country, and I just want to show you that. I had good friends that were studied with me that got through all of this, and here we are in this world where we get mind controlled, and the rich just overpower you and your friends group and everything that you were, to all the way to death. They can understand your psyche, they can see it, and they've seen it before, and they don't care at all. But yeah, you'll understand that through this video. You'll understand the sickness. You'll read the news in a different way, and that's what I want for you. And it's not this thing you don't want to see. It's as a targeted individual community, or a targeted individual, or even as a human being, because the people who are not targets, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're not being targeted. It just means that they don't identify as being targets yet, and that's what mind control does. You think that you're yourself. Especially as a kid, you think that you're yourself, but the whole time you've been mind controlled, and they're going to do that to the next generation, because technology has gotten to that point, and they can't wait to get rid of me and you, who listen to System of a Down and Rage Against the Machine and all that music that was fighting against the stuff as it was being developed. They can't wait to get rid of us, the in-betweeners. They sensitize the internet. They remove music, like real music. They kill rock and roll. They do what everything's destroyed. The big pharma and whatever is controlled, and all controlled. It was the reason. It was probably one of the major investors behind this. Petrol, all those rich guys. You know, your internet's being strangled. Your media has always been false, and you knew that back in the days when you used to see media being killed. You know, now it's killed, and you're being fed all this crap. I have to reach out to you as a victim through this little YouTube video, and it's horrible to watch. This stupid little YouTube video in my internet cafe from this guy who actually had something and has nothing now, but you don't register it. You have to go look at this guy, and then when you look at this guy, the Navy Yard shooter or whatnot, he's just a mental illness case, and look what he had to do to be able to get to that point. Can you see the system? So yeah, I just want to get through to you through my videos and explain to you, regardless of your case, regardless if you're not involved or not, the realities of what we're all facing, and that's what I'm going to do. Whether it's my life on the line or not, because I've been tortured for 3 years, I've been given a life, I haven't been able to perceive myself or my emotions or the person that I am, and I understand that, and I'm ordinal like that. I'm an analyst, I'm a software developer, I'm educated, so I will never accept the freedom that was stolen from me, and I don't care. It's not even worth living this shit, especially when you look at stuff like this. Why do I want to pretend that I'm like that, like I'm with them in some sort of circle? I'm not with these guys, and I never will be. And I hope many of the targeted individuals share this point of view, because they need to. Alright, anyways, enjoy my presentation, have a look at it, take it seriously. It's lighter, but it's meant to diffuse the confusion the targeted individual community is in, and I really think you guys need that. All the best. Good luck.